Hello children, I am Poonam Bagga back again with chapter 1 rational numbers. In our previous class, we had learned two properties of rational numbers, closure property and commutativity. Today we will be taking some more properties of rational numbers. In closure property we had learned that if we add, subtract or multiply any two rational numbers, then the answer that we will get will also be a rational number. In commutativity property we had learnt that for any two rational numbers a and b, a plus b is equal to b plus a and a into b is equal to b into a. This was your commutativity property. Now today we will be taking the third property, which is associativity. What does it say? It says that for any three rational numbers a, b and c, we have the following relation. Here we are adding all the three rational numbers, and what is the main point here is, if we add the first two rational numbers first and then the third one, or if we add the last two rational numbers first and then the first one, in both the cases we will get the same answer. In short, we can say that we can pair up the numbers in any manner and the answer will get the same. Let us take an example of whole numbers. It will be easy to understand. Let us take three whole numbers, 5, 2 and 3. If I add in this manner, first 5 and 2 and then 3, what do I get? 7 plus 3 equal to 10. And now if I add in this manner 2 plus 3, then what do we get? 5 plus 5 equal to 10. What do you find? That both the answers are same. So we conclude that we can group the numbers in any order to add. Similarly, if we multiply the three numbers, then also the order of multiplication does not matter. We can pair up any two numbers first and the third one in the next stage. For example, again we take 5, 2 and 3. First I multiply 5 and 2 and then 3, I will get 10 into 3 equal to 30. And next if I multiply 5 into 2 and 3 first, and then what we get? 5 6 are 30. Again we are getting the same answers. So again in multiplication also, it does not matter in which pair we take the numbers. The pairing of numbers does not matter. We can take any two numbers first and then multiply by the third one. What about subtraction and division? We will discuss all these for rational numbers one by one. Here is addition. We are given three rational numbers. Let it be a, let it be b and let it be c. We first add them. Minus 2 by 3 plus, here we are first adding this b and c together. So 5 6 we get 30 is the LCM, 6 3s are 18, plus and minus will give minus, 5 5s are 25. I had told you earlier also, when the denominators are co-prime, we can just multiply and get the LCM, and then to get the numerator we can cross multiply. Next, minus 2 by 3 plus, what is 18 minus 25? Yes, minus 7. Minus 7 upon 30. Now the LCM of 3 and 30 will be obviously 30, because 30 is the multiple of 3. 3 tens are 30. So 2 tens are 20, but with minus sign. Again plus minus will give us minus, and 30 is as it is, so 7 will remain as it is. 30 ones are 30, so 7 ones are 7. This gives us minus 27 upon 30, and they both are divisible by 3, so we get minus 9 upon 10. Just minus 9 upon 10. This is the answer. Now we do one more thing. Now we first add a and b and then we will add the c number. minus 2 upon 3 plus 3 by 5. We will take them, group them first, and then plus minus 5 upon 6. You can see the difference here. Here first B and C were added, and here first A and B are added, and then C will be added. The LCM will be 15, 5 3s are 15, cross multiply minus 10 plus 3 3s are 9, minus plus minus will give us minus 5 by 6. Clear? Then minus 10 plus 9 will be minus 1 upon 15 minus 5 upon 6. Now the LCM of 15 and 6 will be 30. We take the LCM to be 30. 15 2s are 30, so minus 2. 6 5s are 30, so 5 5s are 25. This is equal to minus 27 upon 30, which is again equal to minus 9 upon 10. So what do you find? In case of rational numbers also, we are getting the same answer. It does not matter in which way we pair up the numbers. We can take A and B first, or we can take B and C first. The order of the pairing of numbers does not matter in this case. So we can say that for rational numbers, A plus B plus C, taking A and B together first, is equal to A plus B plus C, or addition is associative for rational numbers. Clear? Now we move on to subtraction. Here is one more example. Let us first subtract it. Minus 2 by 3 minus, first we solve the bracket. You all must be knowing that the brackets are solved first. So the LCM will be 5 2s are 10, cross multiply 4 2s are 8 minus 5 1s are 5. This will give us minus 2 by 3 minus 13 upon 10. Now we will take the LCM of 3 and 10, which will be 30. 3 tenza is 30, so 2 tenza will be 20 with minus sign. Minus and minus will become plus. 10 3s are 30, so 13 3s will be 39, which will give us 39 minus 20 is 19 upon 30. The bigger number is plus, so the answer will be positive 19 upon 30. We now change the order of subtraction. This is A, this is B and C. We were first subtracting B and C. Now we will subtract first A and B, and then we will subtract C. So A is minus 2 upon 3 minus 4 upon 5. Then minus 1 upon 2. Yes, again the LCM will be 5 3s are 15. We can cross multiply because the denominators are co-prime, and we got the LCM by simply multiplying both of them. So 5 2s are 10, minus and minus will become plus, 3 4s are 12. Give it a bracket, minus 1 upon 2. This will be 2 upon 15 minus 1 upon 2. Again take the LCM. 15 2s are 30 will be the LCM. Cross multiply 2 2s are 4 minus 15 1s are 15. We get minus 11 upon 30. As 15 is bigger number, so the answer will be minus, and 15 minus 4 is 11. What do you find here? The answers are not coming same. This means that when we subtract, the changing of order of numbers changes the answer also. So we cannot say that A minus B minus C is equal to A minus B minus C. In fact, they both are not equal. So we can say subtraction is not associative for rational numbers. Clear? Next we move on to multiplication. We have one example. Just multiply. First we will be multiplying, let it be A, this be B and this be C. So first we are multiplying B and C. We first operate on the bracket. Minus 7 upon 3 into 5 2s are 10 and 4 9s are 36. Now we can multiply 7 10s are 70 and 36 into 3 is 108. Next we multiply A and B first and then we will multiply C. What do we get? Minus 7 by 3 into 5 upon 4 into 2 upon 9. This will be again minus 35 upon 4 3s are 12 into 2 upon 9. 35 2s are 70 minus 70 upon 12 9s are is 108. What do you find? Both the answers are same. Minus 70 upon 108 in both the cases. So we can easily get the result that A into B into C is equal to A into B into C. That is, while multiplying the rational numbers, the order of pairing does not change the result. Therefore, multiplication is associative for rational numbers. Clear? Now we move on to the division part. We are having one example. Let us divide the 3. This is A, this is B and C. First we will divide B and C and then by A. 1 upon 2 divided by minus 1 upon 3 into division gets changed into multiply and the second number 2 by 5 will be reversed. The numerator and denominator will exchange each other. 5 upon 2. This will give us 1 upon 2 divided by, simply multiply, 5 1s are 5 and 3 2s are 6. Again we have to divide. 1 upon 2. Divide will change into multiply. And what about this? Yes, they again will change their places, numerator and denominator. It will get minus 6 upon 5. The answer comes out to be minus 6 upon 10. They both are divisible by 2. So we can cut by 2. Minus 3 upon 5 is the answer. 2 3s are 6 and 2 5s are 10. Clear? Now we will change the order and take A and B first and then we will take the third number C. 1 upon 2 divided by minus 1 upon 3 divided by 2 upon 5. 1 upon 2 will remain as such. Division will be get changed by multiplication and 1 upon 3 will take the place 3 upon 1 minus 3 upon 1 divided by 2 upon 5. Minus 3 into 1 will be minus 3, 2 1s are 2 divided by 2 upon 5. Again we have to divide. Division will be changed by multiplication and 2 upon 5 will be reversed and written as 5 upon 2. The answer that you are getting is 5 3s are 15 and 2 2s are 4. What do you find here? Again the results are different. This means we cannot divide in this manner for any 3 or even more rational numbers. This is not equal to A divided by B divided by C. And this concludes division is not associative for rational numbers. Once again we just recall that addition is associative for rational numbers and multiplication is associative for rational numbers, but not subtraction and not division. I hope this is clear to you. The next topic is the role of 0. Simply consider one whole number, let us take it 5. If I add 0 to it, what will I get? Yes, 5 back again. Similarly, if I add 0 to 2 by 3, what will I get? Yes, again 2 by 3. If I add 1 by 5, what will I get? Yes, 1 by 5. So what are you finding? That 0 is a rational number such that the sum of any rational number and 0 is the rational number itself. This means 0 is playing the role of an identity. What is an identity? An identity element is a number by which we operate any number. We get the same number back. By operate, I mean it may be addition, multiplication, subtraction, anything. So here when we add 0 to a rational number, we are again getting back the rational number, same rational number. Therefore 0 is additive identity because it is giving the result on addition. 0 is called the identity for addition. क्योंकि 0 को किसी नंबर से ऐड करने पर वापस वही नंबर हमें मिल रहा है, इसलिए 0 को एडिटिव आइडेंटिटी कहते हैं. To generalize, for any rational number a upon b, if I add 0 to it or if we add it to 0, in both case we are getting back a upon b. Therefore 0 is called the additive identity. Clear? Next we move on to the role of 1. Similar is the case. If we multiply 5 by 1, we again get 5. If we multiply 5 by 6 to 1, we again get 5 by 6. So 1 is again playing the role of an identity because on multiplying a number by 1, we get back the same number back. Therefore 1 is called the multiplicative identity. क्योंकि किसी नंबर को 1 से मल्टीप्लाई करने पर हमें वापस वही नंबर मिल रहा है, इसलिए 1 को मल्टीप्लिकेटिव आइडेंटिटी कहते हैं. 1 is the identity for multiplication of rational numbers. So for any rational number a upon b, we can say a upon b into 1 is same as 1 into a upon b, and the answer we are getting is a upon b. So what is the additive identity? Yes, of course, 0. And what is the multiplicative identity? Yes, 1. Clear? Next we move on to the negative of a number. What is the negative of a number? If I have number say 6, then what will be its negative? Minus 6. And what is the relation between both of them? If you add both of them, you will get 6 minus 6 equal to 0. So they both are reverse of each other, or in mathematical language we say they both are additive inverse of each other, because when we add them they both nullify each other and the answer we are getting is 0. Same is the case for rational numbers. If I take a rational number say 8 upon 7, then what will be its additive inverse? Minus 8 upon 7. We just change the sign. Again, if we have minus 11 upon 12 as the rational number, then what will be its additive inverse? Plus 11 by 12. Just because when we add both of them, we get 0. When we add both of them, we get 0. So in simple terms, if you are asked to write the additive inverse of a number, you just have to change its sign. If it is a upon b, then the inverse will be minus a upon b, and if it is minus a upon b, then the inverse will be plus a upon b. And plus is not written specifically. A upon b itself means that it is a positive number. Clear? Next we move on to reciprocal. What is the reciprocal of a rational number? If I take 6 upon 5, its reciprocal will be 5 upon 6. This means the interchanging of the numerator and denominator is called the reciprocal. If I take minus 11 upon 5, what will be its reciprocal? Minus 5 upon 11. Now what is the relation between these two? If we multiply both of them, you will see 5 is cancelled by 5 and 6 is cancelled by 6, and we are left with 1, which is the multiplicative identity. This gives us the name multiplicative inverse for this reciprocal. This is why the reciprocal is also called the multiplicative inverse of a rational number. If we multiply, again you will get to be 1. For every non-zero rational number a upon b, its multiplicative inverse is b upon a, and if we multiply both of them, we will get the answer 1. So reciprocal of a upon b is always b upon a. It is also called the multiplicative inverse. If you are asked reciprocal, then also your answer will be b upon a for a by b, and if you are asked multiplicative inverse, then also you have to say b upon a. Now what is the multiplicative inverse or the reciprocal of a number? Simply say 13. We can write 1 under it, then its reciprocal or multiplicative inverse will be 1 upon 13. 0 has no reciprocal. Let us observe 0. We can write it as 0 upon 1. And now if we take the reciprocal of 0 upon 1, what do we get? 1 upon 0. But this number is not defined. We have studied earlier also that division by 0 is not defined, and we do not consider it a rational number. So 0 has no reciprocal. Next we move on to the distributivity of multiplication over addition. What does this say? For rational numbers a, b and c, a into b plus c is equal to ab plus ac. Here there is no symbol, that means we are multiplying here. Just when there is your birthday in the school, you all distribute sweets to your class fellows and teachers. Similarly, we are distributing this a to both b and c. A into b plus c. This is giving rise to, we are distributing a to b. This gives a into b, and we are distributing a to c. This gives us a into c. So this is the law of distributivity. We will do further examples, and this will show you that how distributivity helps in simplifying and making the questions easy. Same is the case for subtraction also here. A into b minus c gives ab minus ac. We can prove this with the help of this example. We are having this example. This is the LHS part, LHS left hand side part, and this is the right hand side part. We will find the values of both, and this will show you whether they are coming together equal or not. We start with LHS. This will give us minus 3 by 4 into, first we solve the bracket. The LCM of 3 and 6 will be 6. Then 3 2s are 6, so 2 2s are 4. Plus and minus will give me minus. 6 is as it is, so 5 will remain as it is. This will give us minus 3 by 4 into minus 1 upon 6. Cancel it, 3 1s are 3, 3 2s are 6. This gives us minus and minus plus, 4 2s are 8. Now we move on to the RHS part. This is the RHS. We will take these two and these two. Here you can see there is a multiply sign in between. So we can cut the numbers. When there is plus or minus, we cannot cut the numbers, but when there is multiply in between, we can cut the numbers in numerator and denominator. So 3 1s are 3, 3 1s are 3, 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4, 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6, and now we get it minus 1 upon 2, and here minus minus will get plus, 5 ones are 5 upon 4 twos are 8. Again taking the LCM, we will get 8 because 8 is the multiple of 2. 2 fours are 8, so 4 ones are 4. Plus 8 is as it is, so 5 will remain as it is. We get 5 minus 4 is 1 upon 8. In both the cases we are getting the same answer. So we can distribute this 3 by 4 to both the numbers in this form. This is the law of distributivity. Now how we will apply this in solving the questions? Here is just one example. You see there are the 4 terms are visible, but it is not the case. When there is multiply in between, we take it to be one term. This is the first term, this is the second term. What do you see? 7 by 5 is common in both the numbers. So we can take it out as a common element. We can take 7 by 5 out, and what are we left inside? 7 by 5 is outside, minus 3 by 12 will be inside. Then there is plus, so plus. Again this 7 by 5 is outside and 5 by 12 is left inside. 7 by 5, 12 will be the denominator, minus 3 plus 5. This will be 7 by 5 into 5 minus 3 is 2 upon 12. Cancel it, 2 ones are 2, 2 6 are 12. This will give us 7 upon 30 as the answer. 7 ones are 7, 5 6 are 30. So this is the answer. In this way we have applied which property? Distributivity has been applied here. In our next videos we will be taking some more examples, and then it will be much more clear to you. Today we learned about the properties of rational numbers, associativity, additive identity, multiplicative identity, additive inverse, multiplicative inverse, and the property of distributivity of multiplication over addition. In our next video we will be taking many more examples. Till then, keep watching. Thank you.